Why I decided to bring Zoom overall in this company review is that, you know what, a lot of students and teachers are struggling with remote education due to coronavirus. So of all the companies that I've reviewed, so one thing that I think this Zoom CEO did a very good job of was that he was giving the K-12 schools his video conferencing tool for free. Apparently it did cost money, but now it doesn't because of coronavirus. A little bit about that is that free basic account was available for Austria, Denmark, France, Ireland, Poland, Romania, and South Korea. So they allowed it free for them. They actually wrote it. By doing this, Zoom became a trend. What that meant was like, okay, no one uses Skype. Who uses Skype? Only gamers knew Discord. So all the like high schoolers needed some like video chat system. So these kids are using this program called Zoom, and I think it's really good with interacting with teachers. It's working. Video's working. I could see people. And news goes, we live in Zoom now. I love this thing. Teenagers have jokingly referred to themselves as Zoomers, right? But now the name is literal. Overnight, Zoom has become a primary social platform for millions of people, a lot of them high school and college students, as the institutions move to online learning. As being a data analytics, I decided to bring in fun clips of like graphs. First thing, zooming ahead. I like the name. Comparison of the three products right now. It's Zoom to Microsoft and Cisco. So Microsoft being as Skype. You could see that Zoom and Microsoft was like, nah, I got my IPO started, so it's gonna go up. But then it went kind of down because people were like, okay, I see this problem, but I don't know. I'm used to Skype. We're gonna go back to Skype. And then Corona hit it. I'm like, boom, Zoom, let's get it, woo, right? And Cisco was like, who uses this? Another thing was working from home boost. I thought this was interesting because on December, right here, you could see that Zoom started going like really high, like the number of users has increased so much on December, and that's when Corona hit. Top weekly downloads from March 26th to April 1st, #1 is Zoom. Microsoft is way down there. TikTok, it beat TikTok. What? It's like double the amount from Zoom to TikTok. And finally, growth in downloads of video conference app. So you can see it 4 apps: Hangout, House Party, Teams, and Zoom. The most they're using, Hangouts is very used in US, which I'm not surprised. People are like US loving. Mwah. So now you're wondering, at this point, you're like, okay, so there's no downfall in this company, right? Like, I should have invested. Jinri, why didn't you tell me to invest in, like, this thing, right? I'll try not to be biased, but at the same time, here's what I've encountered of Zoom. Well, you know, once in, like, March, here's what I've been hearing. Why are you using Zoom? Like, what? There's no benefit in using Zoom. We had, like, Zoom privacy backlash is only getting started. What? Zoom is malware. Why experts worry about the video conferencing platform. And it just was like, bam, I found this picture. So let's look in deep of each of the problems Zoom was having in between 2019 and 2020. So first thing was Zoom meetings aren't end-to-end encrypted, despite misleading market. It means that the Intercept discovered that through Zoom meetings are encrypted, the company has the ability to access the unencrypted video and audio contents from calls made through its service. In other words, calls are not end-to-end encrypted, despite the fact that Zoom has been telling users otherwise. Zoom was telling their customers, being like, hey guys, you should definitely use this. Privacy is all set. Whatever you do on video chat, we don't have access. Right? We don't touch anything. We don't know like what you talk about. We don't know if you're sharing like stuff. Like if you're doing any OES stuff, we don't know. But then they're like, you know, actually, yeah, I could somehow like access unencrypted videos and audio content. And you guys are wondering, maybe it's just a news article. How did they know? Well, they did admit it, being like, currently it's not possible to enable E2E encryption for Zoom video meetings. A Zoom spokesman admitted to the Intercept, which was the name of the news. Another problem was that, remember, Zoom and Facebook Facebook like invested in Zoom? Well, guess what? Zoom iOS app sends data to Facebook even if you don't have a Facebook account. Though Zoom's privacy policy does state that the company shares information with third-party service providers, it did fail to mention Facebook specifically. Furthermore, it said that Zoom may collect information from users' Facebook profiles, but only for Zoom users who use Facebook to log in for products or to create an account for products. So they get to access my Facebook, and I don't know, there was a little controversy. Zoom was saying that we can only access if you have a Facebook account. Some people were saying Zoom still could access stuff, or like, the bottom line is Zoom was sending information to Facebook. Kind of iffy. You're like, why are you sending my information? And the fact that, remember previously, if it's not end-to-end encrypted, you have no clue what Facebook's getting of you. Like, all the information, I don't know, you were like doing the oh yeah talk with your girlfriends, right? Being like, ooh la la, oh yeah, and then like, think about it, Facebook has that. And they're gonna use data analytics of like your oh yeah conversation. And I don't know, sometimes maybe like Facebook ads will show you all the oh yeah pictures, being like, I know you were interested in this. And you'd be like, how'd they know? What's going on? So that was something that was like really bad. And I think the next one is the worst. Zoom bombing, as they called it, when video conferences goes wrong. So here's a problem that they were having. So trolls of the internet are under quarantine too, and they're looking for Zoom to disrupt. They're jumping into public Zoom calls and using the platform's screen share feature to project graphic content to unwitting conference participants, forcing hosts to shut down their events. Apparently they had Discord or like other like chat services for all the trolls to be in and be like, hey, let's go troll over there, porn up, like have all the porns and stuff. I actually was lucky enough to find a tweet that was like, okay, someone starts screen sharing extreme graphic porn during the Love and Chipotle plus Zoom hangout, and it abruptly ended, lol. And I think there's a guy with a guitar. I think he was supposed to like play the music. This is a Zoom bombing, you know? Somehow, I don't know how these trolls found, but they were able to get a different link, and they were like, hey, they're having a meeting, guys. Holy cow! La, 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 la. Porn attack, guys! So I guess the recent thing is that like security news, Zoom security gets boosted with key-based acquisition. Long story, they're like, okay, we're gonna try to like, because we got so much criticism and all the privacy issues, like we partnered up with them, so don't get mad. And I've actually gone through the Keybase, and they've written what they're planning to do with securing the communications, and he's like, okay, like, how do you know a server gave you the right keys? Like, that's something we'll tackle. Like, is there some trust on first use? Like, something called tofu. Huh? So what? If so, what happens when someone upgrades a device? Like, how do you build a dynamic group? And then how do you make server not lie? So they're trying to fix up the problem that they were having, especially with, like, the privacy and security issues. So hopefully that's gonna result in a better interface and everything. So this was actually literally a month, like not even like couple of weeks news that they actually signed the security. So that's all of like Zoom up to date. We don't know where they're gonna drive forward. I'm definitely looking up in their AR and AI system. That's gonna be definitely interesting. So to end it, I thought this was interesting, but some interesting fact about Zoom was that Glassdoor announced that of the 100 best places to work for 2019, Zoom was second. So the feedback that was saying was like, fantastic company, culture of happiness. You feel it every day and you can't wait to come to work because you feel cared for. Yeah, that's what they said, and I really enjoyed this quote from Eric. This market is extremely crowded. Without a freemium product, you're going to lose the opportunity to let many users test your product. We make our product work so well. We give it most of our features for free. That's why almost every day there are so many users coming to our website. If they like our product, very soon they are going to pay for the subscription. And I thought this was a very nice quote because that reflects a lot for my street. Anyways, that was Zoom for today. It was very short because they haven't been a long company, but I hope you enjoyed it and come next week for another company review. So that's it!